Thanksgiving this Thursday. And so I just wanted to take a second to say thank you. And I just want to mention how grateful I am to everybody who has reached out this week. So one of my goals for this year is I mentioned it before in my blog is that I turned 50 this year, and one of the goals I've always wanted to do is I wanted to write a novel. And I wrote my first novel, and I finished it last week. I finished the second draft. I wrote the first draft. It was about 23,000 words. And I sat down and took each chapter one by one and just tweaked and expanded and got into the head of all of my characters and really sort of like figured out a lot of the backstory and things. And I was able to double it from about 23,000 to a little over 50,000 words. And I have about 31 chapters. And I posted a few of them here on my Substack page because I wanted to share with you guys, just sort of get feedback and to sort of give you an idea of like what I was writing. And the feedback that you guys have given me has been very, very amazing. It's been crazy. Like my friends have reached out to me, and a lot of the fans have reached out to me, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am because I've always wanted to write a novel. It's been a dream of mine for years, and I finally did it. I had the second draft of my book. It is now in the hands of a few of my friends who I trust, that I want them to just read it and give me feedback to make sure that the story is flowing, to make sure that there's no plot holes, to make sure that it's believable. I just want to get their ideas. And then, eventually I'm going to have to get a copy editor and kind of just go through it, kind of just go line by line and make sure that the grammar is correct and the spelling is correct and that everything's all, thing. But what I'm saying is I sat out this year with a goal to write a novel, and I did it. And I'm so proud of myself, and I'm feeling so grateful. And I just now got back I just joined the Horror Writers Association here in Los Angeles. I knew of them, and then I ended up joining um, when I ran into them again they were at Midsummer Scream over in Long Beach, which is a massive horror festival. And I joined with them. And tonight we had the first meeting, and I got to meet some other like-minded individuals. Now, I write more than horror, but horror is what I specify on. I write a lot of horror scripts. I've directed horror movies. It's one of my favorite genres. Even with my tattoos, I love horror all the way. But it was it was nice to actually be in a room with some of them and sort of just talk about what we like about writing and the challenges that we faced it, and both the pros and the cons of things, and just to see what everybody else was up to. And it's great because I had joined a few months ago, and then I get emails from time to time, but I never did anything. It's time for me to renew, and I was curious if I wanted to renew. So I went to the meeting tonight, and I'm glad I did. I just feel more. I just feel like rejuvenated. It's like just being in a room with like-minded people was just everything I needed. So I feel great going into the holidays now, because now that the second draft of the book is done and I have it in the hands of people that I trust, I'm starting to work on my second novel now. That one isn't horror. It's actually a drama, a Latin-themed drama. It's a story about an older Latin woman. So I don't write horror specifically, but I wanted to write horror first because horror is my favorite genre. And like I said, I've written so many horror scripts. So when I decided to sit down and write a novel, I was like, okay, what do I know? And I wrote, and I know horror. And it was like I wanted to get the habit of because I always wanted to be a novelist, and I had spent so many years writing scripts. And so I said, fine, I'm going to write a novel. And I was sort of working on the drama, and then I stopped and said, I know horror. I do horror all the time. I go to every horror convention. I know a lot of people who are in horror. And I said, okay, that's what I want to focus on. So I wanted to start exercising that writing muscle of writing a book in a genre that I know best. So I wrote horror. So I finished the first book. I'm really, really excited. And then I go to this meeting tonight and meet other like-minded horror people. And I'm just blown away because I'm so beyond excited. And now I'm moving into the holidays, and I'm just I just want to keep writing. So while my book is sitting with other people that are reading it and going to give back their feedback, I can start doing the building blocks for my second novel. Not horror based, but still excited that I get to that I get to write. Like I said, this one's a drama. It's based on a play that I wrote. I had a play produced in 2011, and everybody really liked the story. And so I decided to turn it into a novel because I really, really wanted to explore this character more. She's an older Latina woman. Um, she's lost her husband. She's trying to figure out to go with her life. And I think it's just, I had really strong women in my life. My mother was a very strong woman, and she was a big influence in my life. So was my grandmother. I've always been around really strong women, and I want to honor that. And of all the things I've ever written, the play was my mom's favorite thing. I did a movie years ago, early on in my career as a script supervisor, and I worked with one of my favorite actresses, Olympia Dukakis, and I love her from Still Magnolias. And early on in my career, I was telling her that when I wasn't filming, I was writing. And she asked me what I was writing, and I told her I was writing a play, and she wanted to read it. And I mean, she's an Academy Award winning actress. I was just some guy on set. So I was like blown away that she even wanted to read it. And I sent her the play and she loved it. And she gave me, I mean, it was in early, early stages, by the way, just so you know. And I took a lot of her notes and went back and rewrote the play. And then, of course, then I found a theater to workshop it, and it became like its own thing. It got produced in 2011. I did email her agent and tell her she had a ticket available, but Olympia was actually doing a play at the same time in Los Angeles called Vigil. It's an amazing play. So sadly, she was not able to go, but my mother was able to go. I took my mother to opening night as well as my grandmother. And then my mother's birthday is November 4th, and we opened the play in early November, like end of October into early November. And so I was able to take my mom to go see Olympia Dukakis in her play because I set it up with her agent, no, her assistant. And so my mother got to see Olympia for her birthday, and they were able to talk, and that was such an amazing gift. And so, um, since this is the one thing that my mother always loved, and I wanted to honor her for being a big part of my life because of it, so I'm dedicating the book to her. So this play that now that I'm adapting into a book is the hardest thing I'm ever gonna write. I already know it because it is such an intense story, but also it's so important because I wanna honor my mother with this story, and then I also wanna, honor all women, especially older and especially Latina. And so I wanna approach this project very delicately, and I really wanna make sure that it's, like, good, you know? And I'm also gonna dedicate it to my mother. So, um, it has been I did start writing it first, and then like I said, I didn't know I hadn't written a novel before, so I stopped and wrote the horror. And I had so much fun doing it, so I'm actually really, really, really excited about this novel. I'm just telling you guys it's gonna be really, really hard. So you're gonna see me posting a lot about it probably in the next, um, month because of the subject matter, but it's very, very intense. But I love the story. I know a lot of people who love the story, and I've had a lot of people pushing me to do this novel, so, I'm very grateful for that as well. But going to this meeting tonight and meeting these people and sort of seeing how they all are just working hard at it. I sit a lot by myself. I sit by myself at a desk. Sometimes I do these lives, but I sit at a desk by myself and I'm lost in my own world unless I'm on Substack or TikTok or anything, but I'm lost in my own world and I'm just writing it. And all I know is what's in my mind and what's on the page. And uh, so going to meet these other like-minded people was amazing. And they're all so great and they're all so good. And I'm really excited about reading their work. And I'm excited about them having read mine. Although I'm nervous because I think they're more established than I am, so I'm a little nervous. But but because Thanksgiving is only a few days away, I just wanted to go online and say how grateful I am to everybody that was helpful and pushing me. Oh, I'm getting I have to put my glasses on to read this. Hold on. Oh, Lisa, you're online. Lisa was one of the people that was at the meeting tonight. I just take my glasses off because the reflection drives me crazy. Lisa, thank you so much. It was great meeting you too. I'm excited. I'm gonna go to your Substack and follow. I can't wait to see what you post. Yes, let's get the novel sold. I just gotta make sure that the novel is good and decent. I have to get it back for my beta readers. I sent it to some friends to get their feedback. I'm a little nervous, but I know that they have my best interest in mind. They want to make a good novel. And then I gotta do it to a copy editor and just see how horrible my grammar and and syntax, and I don't know, I like to think that my spelling and grammar is pretty good. But I just want to make sure that that the novel flows, and then I'll just do a quick third draft, and then let's get that mother out there and set the world on fire. So, Lisa, it was really great meeting you too. I really can't wait to see more of what you wrote. And I just wanted to go online real quick and just say, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you so much for the continued love and support. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Um, it has been quite a blessing this year because I have been extremely frustrated with the film industry right now and sort of everything related to my career. So taking on this sort of like new journey that I started this year is a little bit exhilarating, a little bit exciting, a little bit overwhelming. It's kind of everything. And so I'm really, really excited to be on this journey. I'm really excited to be on this journey with all of you. And thank you again so much for your continued support in all of 2025. And I hope to carry that into 2026. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Sunday. And we will talk again soon.